Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I hope you have had or are having a fantastic day. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Sal. I'm the teenager who talks about teenage stuff because there simply isn't enough of it on the internet. Guys, if you are new around here, I'd appreciate it so much if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We recently hit 250 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. You guys are ridiculous. Your support has been absolutely crazy, and I'd like to thank all of you out there for it. But anyways, let's get on to the topic of today's video, and that is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, I just picked it off of my table, the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch, or should I say the ultimate Apple fanboy statement, is one of the most popular smartwatches on the entire market. And unlike that one watch from Spy Kids, shout out if you guys have seen that movie, it actually tells the time. Pretty crazy. Well, for something that costs $300+, it would be pretty crazy if it didn't. But anyways, after 6 generations of this thing, Apple are continuing to pump it out, keep leeching money off of people. A few alternatives like the SE and that one Hermès band that'll set you back around $500. Yeah, you heard me right. Your ears aren't deceiving you. There is a band for this watch that costs $500. Interesting. But regardless, is this thing worth it for students? Should you be picking up an Apple Watch in 2021? Let's have a look. Today we'll be looking at 3 things. We'll be looking at functionality, we'll be looking at fitness, and then we'll also be looking at my opinion on this watch. I picked this thing back up about a week ago. I've been wearing it non-stop over my regular dumb watch. If this is a smartwatch, then is this a dumb watch? Who knows? We'll let you decide. But I've been wearing this over my staple watch that I've been wearing for the past couple months because of one main reason, and that is the fitness reason that we'll be talking about later on in today's video. And also, just before we do start, the Apple Watch on display today that you'll be seeing in all of the wonderful B-roll shots is the Series 4. Now, don't be mistaken, the Series 4 is not the newest Apple Watch. I have owned this thing for about 2 years now, because now the newest Apple Watch is the Series 6. Preceded by the Series 5. There are actually 3 options that you can get on Apple's website right now, which is the Series 6, which starts at 1,599 dirhams. I'll put the conversion somewhere on screen into USD. Then you've got the SE, which is also another interesting option from Apple, and that starts at 1,149 dirhams. I'll also put the conversion on screen right now. And then, interestingly, well, Apple tend to do this, especially with the older iPhones, you've got the Series 3 available. It's quite interesting. It starts at 799 dirhams. Again, I'll put the conversion on screen somewhere. With 3 Apple Watches available, is it even worth it getting it as a student? Are you better off just having a normal watch like I do? Or is it worth getting something like the Apple Watch just to make your life a little bit easier? That's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna pick it off really silent, we're gonna start it off with number 1, which is functionality. That quick disclaimer out there for anyone who doesn't know, this thing does not work with Android devices, so you will need an iPhone in order to be able to operate this thing. If it did work with Android devices, it kind of would eliminate the point of the first little functionality bit that we're going to talk about, which is the fluidity. The Apple Watch app on your iPhone paired with the Apple Watch via a Bluetooth connection, you can tell that these things have been designed to work in unison, because the fluidity is on a whole different level. What happens on your iPhone happens directly on your Apple Watch. They're completely linked. Like, it's ridiculous. You get a notification on your iPhone, it instantly pops up on your Apple Watch. It's almost like you didn't need a phone, but you do, because they need to be connected for them to work. Unless you get a cellular Apple Watch. I should have probably mentioned that there are 2 versions of the Apple Watch for those of you who did not know. There's a GPS only version and there's a GPS cellular version. Much like the iPads, you can get a SIM, or you don't actually need a SIM for the Apple Watch, but you can essentially have this thing as its own phone with its own data connection, and then it completely eliminates the point of a phone. There are already a ton of reviews out there on YouTube about what this thing can do, so I'm not gonna run through all of it because I'd be sitting here for far too long. But some of the most useful things, you can pick up phone calls, you can send the driest auto response messages back when you get a text message. You can literally hold this thing up to your ear, look like a little bit of an idiot, and talk to someone. It's pretty mad, but again, it's cool. It's pretty useful being able to see your notifications pop up. but it's definitely not essential, especially when you have your phone in your pocket. Now for students, there's really two main reasons that I'd see this Apple Watch standing out in terms of functionality, one of which is the Reminders app / the events on your iPhone. You know how you can set an event on your calendar or ask Siri, "Hey Siri, can you set a reminder for me to cough in 10 seconds? Perfect, there we go. Siri has set a reminder for me to cough in 10 seconds. I'm getting that reminder right now. But in all seriousness, it does make it a lot easier when your reminders pop up on your watch. That means you won't miss them, and that means if you're doing something, it'll buzz in, you'll see it, and done. You won't have to look at your phone, you won't have to set them through your phone, you can just say directly to Siri. I know, also a little bit of an extra thing, but it does work and it is pretty useful. It really works for me, and it might do the same for you. Another really useful thing, especially for students, is when you get notifications, when you get calls, instead of, taking out your phone, being super suspicious and looking at it, they pop up directly on your Apple Watch. You can also silence these notifications and send quick responses. If you are really busy right now, you can just send a quick response. "Hey, I'm busy, don't message me or I'll call you back." Instead of taking out your phone and doing it manually, this will save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle in school in case you are caught with your phone out, if you're not allowed to. Another little bonus functionality feature is it works really well with your other Apple devices, for example, your iPad or your MacBook. Or if you're like me, have the Powerbeats Pro or the AirPods, you can actually use this thing to play your music. There is actually an app on your Apple Watch for either Apple Music or Spotify through which you can connect to your Bluetooth headphones, and it gives you a play, a mixer. You can literally do anything, almost like a phone. So that's pretty useful, something to keep in mind. Now let's get on to the fitness side of things. And this is where I really think it starts to shine for students. You can tell from the moment that you get this thing that it was designed with the intention to work for athletes, because this thing, it's insane. It's got so many functionality features that I don't even know all of them, and I've owned this thing for 2 years. The functionality on this thing for athletes is insane. You can monitor how many calories you burnt, your heart rate on the new Series 6, your oxygen levels. You could have an ECG on the go. No, that's not for athletes, I know, but still a little health / functionality feature. You could even choose your own specific workouts, which is essentially the point of this thing. Within the integrated fitness app and fitness rings that they've introduced, you can choose what activity you're doing when. Say for example, you're going to the gym and you're getting a workout in. Perfect, you have your Apple Watch on you, you go to the fitness app, you start an open strength training goal. And that essentially tracks your entire workout, how long you've been working out for, your heart rate throughout your workout, and of course how many calories you've burned. And in terms of the workouts you guys can choose on your Apple Watch, there's things from Tai Chi to rowing to traditional strength training. They really have everything. And just to put it into perspective of how good this fitness thing is on the Apple Watch, I recently started using it. As you heard at the beginning of the video, I started using this thing over my regular favorite watch just because I could track. That's how good it is. One of the cool new innovative motivation sort of style things that Apple have implemented into this Apple Watch are 3 fitness rings. So you have a fitness ring for activity, you have a fitness ring for movement, and then you also have a fitness ring for standing up. And your watch will track all your activity throughout the day, all your movement throughout the day, and how many times you stand up during the day or for how many hours you're standing. And that really helps you get motivated to work out, because those rings, they fill out the longer you complete each activity. And then once you finish it, you get a really, really satisfying Dopamine Effect 101 ring that's closed, and it gives you really cool animation. It's really useful for helping you stay motivated. Believe me, it's worked for me. And if you need a video on dopamine, I'll put one in the top right-hand corner. Now that is about it for the student side of features. If you are interested in looking at some of the more in-depth functionality of the Apple Watch, please check out some of the other great reviews on YouTube to get an even better look at what the Apple Watch is capable of. For me, personally, the Apple Watch is great, but that is because of the lifestyle I live. Because my life revolves so heavily around activity and exercise, this thing is an invaluable tool. However, for the average student, I do not think it is that essential of a product to have. However, that is just my opinion. If you do have the cash to splash and are a student looking for something a little more affordable, the SE is a great option. It's got all the perks of a Series 6, bar some minor functionality. If you are a student and an athlete, I 100% recommend getting this thing because the plethora of tools that will now be available to your disposal, they're invaluable. But if you are the average Joe, then who knows, unless you really want the cool functionality features of an Apple Watch, like changing your music on the go, responding to phone calls, maybe try saving your money because you won't really be using this thing to its full potential. Unless you do, however, want to change your lifestyle around. Anyway, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. If you do have any questions for me about school, about the Apple Watch, about anything, leave them down in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to respond to every single one of them. If you guys did enjoy today's video, I'd be super appreciative if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications. The support has been amazing recently. Without further ado, guys, I hope you had an amazing weekend, have an even better week to come. And I will see all of you later.